Blade in hand, you run the princess down.
Wait, no! You barbarian, what do you think you're doing?
But you ignore the pleas of the foolish little voice and press on. The princess's eyes grow wide with terror as you approach, but she does absolutely nothing to stop you. Your blade pierces her heart, and she collapses pathetically to the ground.
I'm sorry. Did I do something wrong?
No, my love, you did nothing wrong. I'm sorry, not you!
I'm going to die now. I think that's what you want.
And just like that, she's dead. And the world is saved. Thank you for seeing this through. I know it must have been difficult. I feel sick.
Sick? You took part in the murder of the fairest creature that's ever lived. And you merely feel sick? I, for one, am absolutely distraught. Grief-stricken. Inconsolable.
You'll get over it. You just saved everyone.
Get over it? You smarmy ass. There's nothing in the world worth getting over it for. We might as well just end it all.
You raise the blade, aiming the point directly towards your heart. Excuse me? No, you absolutely do not do that. Yeah, let's not make any rash decisions. We should give ourselves a minute, take a deep breath, and...
Rash. The only rash decision we've made was running our cursed blade through her heart. This is far from rash. This is measured. This is the only thing left for us to do now that she's gone.
If that's what you wanted to do, let's see what happens.
What? No, let's not do that.
You won't use your fancy reverse psychotherapeutics on me, murderer. We're dying together right now. All of you may have previously thought that my passions were too great to stifle, but those were merely passions of joy. My passions of sorrow run deeper than the ocean itself, and you'll find that they are far more unstiflable. Haven't you? Haven't you all?
I don't believe this. What? What don't you believe? You plunge the blade into your own heart and collapse to the floor. You can't be serious. Why are you helping him? I'm not. He just made it happen. I'm sorry.
That's right. You're all sorry.
Everything goes dark, and you die.
Greetings one and greetings all. My name is Darkstorm, and welcome back to Darkstorm Plays Slay the Princess.
You're on a path in the woods.
You horrid monster. Do you think just because we've returned to the woods you've earned my forgiveness? Our beloved had best be alive and well when we return to the cabin, or you'll never know the end of my wrath.
She won't be alive and well when we return to that cabin, because she's dead. We killed her.
No.
You killed her, and so I killed you.
Alright, well, if the blame's being shifted onto the voice of the cold, I'll take it. Let's just blame cold for everything.
And you clearly didn't do a good enough job. I'm still here. Oh, and I'm still here too.
Hello.
If you lot get to be blessed with seemingly eternal life, that must mean she's still there, waiting for us to throw ourselves at her feet in remorse.
Let's not also blame Hero. It's not Hero's fault.
I doubt it. I think I'm better at killing than you are. So you've been here before. Of course you've been here before. What count is it this time? 2? It's our 3rd. What gave it away? Your open discussions.
I guess you can't really deny it because they already know about the Catman and the princess before he... Yeah.
I couldn't care less what he knows. Every second we stand around arguing in the woods is a second that I'm anxiously worrying about her. Take us to the cabin and take us there now. With each passing moment, our relationship may be damaged even further. though I fear the rift between us may already be permanent.
Possibly.
And if it is permanent, then what? You'll kill us again? Oh, you just wait and see. My vengeance will echo the depths of my bereavement.
Well,
Don't provoke him. I'd prefer if we didn't die again. I'm not fond of dying. Why not? You've already done it twice.
it's unpleasant.
It was unpleasant. It was only unpleasant because you think it's supposed to be unpleasant.
No, I think it was unpleasant because it's unpleasant.
I'll make you feel what I feel if it's the last thing I do. And mark my words, you won't like it when it happens.
Oh, how exciting. I'd love to see you try.
I am very interested in seeing this smitten versus cold dynamic.
Well, I'm not just going to try. I'm going to actually do it.
I'm looking forward to it.
Good. I am too.
Can I talk now?
No.
Yes, I can. Great. Now that you're listening, let me remind you that if you're here in the woods, it means that the princess is not dead, and that her very existence currently poses a direct threat to the entire world.
No. We haven't talked about. Excuse me. I'm talking about how different this place is. It wasn't different last time.
If this isn't the same path in the woods you're used to, that means that her influence is already spreading and you're running out of time.
Wait. But if her influence is spreading, that means there's hope. That means our beloved is waiting up there for us, ready to make amends.
Yes, I already told you that she's alive. Don't mind him. I don't think he's doing too well.
I'm doing better than any of you. I'm doing great. She's alive.
Influence doesn't require life.
Maybe.
But if things restarted, why wouldn't she be alive? Who said they restarted? All they've done is changed.
Yeah, but Cold, you're an idiot. You both died. Now you're back. Why wouldn't she be back?
I shan't listen to the vile mutterings of you serpents. Onward! Our living, breathing princess awaits us.
What happens if we don't go to the cabin?
She'll find a way out eventually and the world will still end. The only way this resolves is if you find her and slay her before that happens.
Again he makes her out to be a monster. I'm tired of all this slander. She's never hurt anyone in her life except for us, and that was our fault.
Except for well, the narrator's fault, but yeah.
We don't know that. She could have done all sorts of things we weren't around to see.
Hmm.
Turn around and leave, go to the cabin. I'm fine with either. So long as we don't just do the same thing again. That would be boring.
Hmm. Alright, whatever happens next, it seems like all our answers are in the cabin. We might as well see this through.
I'm sure you've already heard my words of warning in one of your past lives. You've already managed to slay her once, just don't muck it up this time, alright?
Oh, we'll muck it up alright. We'll get our happy ending, even if it damns each and every person who's ever lived.
Okay, maybe not. Maybe,
Whatever you do, don't let him influence a single decision. He's clearly lost it. I hate that I'm agreeing with him on anything, but I really don't like being at the whims of someone so unstable. It's stressful.
Fair enough.
Yes, having all those feelings isn't very productive, is it? But we're just passengers here. Why stress over something you can't control?
Hmm.
You're saying that like stress is just something you can turn off. It is. It's easy. Whatever happens, happens.
Okay, maybe.
Are you even alive? What's the point of doing anything if you're not going to feel a single emotion?
That's a good question.
I don't know. I just exist. And that's fine with me.
I don't like that.
This is horribly unproductive. The cabin and your extremely important destiny await.
Huh.
The interior of the cabin feels dry and brittle. Ancient dust-covered wooden beams hold up a crumbling ceiling like mummified ribs, each elegantly carved detail of the stately building preserved in an extended stasis. Everything here has been kept safe and dry and lifeless. But you're not alone. You can feel something watching you. There is a figure faintly outlined against the dusty wood of the far wall. Is that her? Our beloved. So she does live.
That seems to be the case. Well, not really. She's, translucent.
She doesn't look very alive to me. Before you can make a move, the figure is gone, vanishing behind the door on the far side of the room. The door at the end of the room? But there isn't a door, it's just that damn mirror again. Ah, yes, the mirror. So we can see the monster we've become. If it even lets us look before it vanishes too.
That's a fair.
The mirror?
Yeah.
Is this some kind of joke? Did you all plan this out before dying? There is no mirror. There's the door to the basement, the table, and the pristine blade. Huh. That's strange. There's supposed to be a pristine blade. Why isn't there a pristine blade?
Do we look like we've been planning anything out?
Maybe it's gone because we've already killed her with it.
No.
Perhaps it's gone because an oh-so-deserved guilt has started to worm its way into each and every one of you. Perhaps all of you do feel just as bad as I about what we've done. Though if you felt the oppressive guilt I feel, we would have manifested that weapon directly into our heart.
Alright, calm down a little bit.
I suppose it doesn't matter why the blade is gone, but you're going to have to find it if you're going to do this right. So why don't you march over to that door and make your way down to the basement?
But there is no door.
As if something as flimsy as a missing door would stop us on our sacred quest. Cross the room, find our way back to her, make things right. You're clearly hallucinating, but I'd rather not get into it with you right now. The door to the basement is on the far side of the room, whether you can see it or not.
Alright.
You make your way to the door at the end of the room, stopping just in front of it. You must think you're looking at that mirror you mentioned earlier, the one that doesn't exist. Just reach forward and open the door. It's so hazy. We should try and clean it off.
Wipe the mirror clean.
It's time for all of you to see what we've become. You reach forward and place your hand on the door to the basement. The handle is just a little to your right, and a little down. So much for our reflection. We didn't need to see ourselves anyway. I'm much more interested in seeing other things.
You know what?
see.
Fair, maybe.
We are too hideous for even a mirror to behold. We can only hope she might still see some good in us.
With the gold? Maybe not.
No way left to go but down.
Enter the basement.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an
hello.
antique staircase lit by weak torchlight. The air here is so stale it practically stands still, as if the very molecules of this place have been fossilized, trapped for eons until your arrival. Even the blaze of the torches can't penetrate the odorless air, as if they'd run out of fuel to burn ages ago, their light still flickering more out of habit than from adhering to a physical reality.
That's weird.
A wispy figure watches you from the bottom of the stairs, face veiled in shadow. There she is again. My love. She's just an old memory.
I guess.
Your eyes lock for a brief moment, then she vanishes around the corner.
I think we have a lot to talk about. I don't want to... Saying sorry sounds nice, but I don't want to be like, are we good? Because obviously we're not. I think we have a lot to talk about.
You receive no response. Do you think she's upset with us? Don't like being here unarmed after what happened last time. I feel so exposed.
Of course she's livid, and with good reason.
You aren't helping. Are you scared of a little ghost? What's she going to do? Look at us until we feel bad? She can look all she wants. It won't do anything.
I mean, technically correct. Maybe it'll make Hero feel bad. Smitten already feels bad, so like her staring at him probably won't do anything worse. Cold is cold.
As you descend the final step, the form of the princess comes into view. A skeletal body lying in a heap on the floor, her wrist still bound to the wall by a heavy chain. This cell is a dark and isolated place, with not so much as a window to allow starlight to penetrate the gloom. See? She's dead.
I mean, we already saw her ghost. So I'm not sure what else we were expecting.
No. What foul trickery is this? How can this be? We just saw her alive and well a moment ago, floating away transparently.
Smitten, are you serious?
Whatever we saw was a ghost. Thought we were all on the same page.
Yeah.
Do try to keep up. Your thoughts are interrupted by the sound of a slamming door and a clicking lock.
Well, that's
You
unfortunate.
turn to see the shade of the princess staring down at you from the top of the stairs, clutching a brightly burning torch. So that's where the blade is. It's already in her heart. And yet she isn't dead.
Well, I mean, she's a ghost, so that's dead.
She is dead. Have you never heard of a ghost before? Oh, for the love of... Can we not waste time arguing over the semantics of what is and isn't dead? She is clearly conscious. She clearly just slammed the door on you, and she clearly has a weapon. Your pristine blade sticking out of her chest. This is extremely bad. Catastrophic, even.
If the blade is already in her chest, what exactly are we supposed to do? It's already piercing her heart.
Yeah, dead or not, what are we supposed to do about her? Slaying or destroying, if we want to be a little more death neutral, seems off the table.
We make amends. She obviously still holds us in her heart. She's bearing a torch for us and everything.
I'm not... No.
But she hasn't said anything. Are you sure she can talk like this?
You came back. I missed you.
Well, there's your answer.
That angelic voice. I missed you too, my beloved.
You sure snapped back to your old self quick. Yes, seeing her dazzling countenance again has reignited the warmth in my heart. I have found it in me to forgive the sins this body has committed. We can have our perfect romance after all.
I wouldn't call it perfect.
This is a bad place. We're supposed to be together, but it keeps making us hurt each other.
I mean, you know what? I'm not gonna argue.
The torch falls from the princess's hand and bounces down the stairs.
Okay, I might want to argue.
It'll be so much better when it's gone.
I'm still in here.
The skeletal wood of the basement, perfectly dry after uncountable years of desiccation, immediately catches fire.
That's not good.
She's trying to kill us.
Mm.
A misplaced escalation of her passions, but clearly she still cares for us. I say we burn with her.
I am not looking forward to that. Hold on a second. Huh. I made a save, right? Yeah, I made a save. Let's just go down the list. Why did you close the door?
Because I want to be with you. I don't want you to leave.
See? Everything's fine. She wants to be with us. Yeah, in a bad way. She just has a unique way of expressing things. The fire grows quickly, devouring the basement, dancing up the walls and painting every surface with strokes of flame. You're choked by smoke, and the air around you grows uncomfortably warm. We've never burned to death before. I wonder how it's going to feel.
Probably bad.
Bad? I bet it'll feel really, really bad. Yes, it will be terrible, so you'd better come up with something to do and fast. Your personal safety is far from the only thing she's threatening right now. I think a bit of fiery passion is good for the world. You're just trying to spoil her fun. I'm not spoiling anything. I'm trying to prevent oblivion.
Yeah. There's a couple more things to say here now, actually. What's wrong with you? I don't want this.
You just think you don't. Sometimes someone else makes decisions for you, and those decisions are for the best. You should know that.
No. I'm trying to think what would make... The only times in this path so far that anyone has made decisions for anyone else has been the narrator insisting on killing the princess, me going along with killing the princess, I guess technically there could be, you could consider it maybe if you agree with Smitten, and Smitten kind of made the decision. But the princess wouldn't know about that because she doesn't know about the voices. And also, she was dead already. So as far as the princess's personal knowledge, this is False.
She's holding a grudge.
Well, or she's doing that.
She wouldn't. She's perfect. The heat grows in intensity as the flames draw ever nearer. You can practically feel your skin sizzling already. If you're going to try and stop her from killing you and destroying the whole world, you'd better do something, and you'd better do it now. I wonder if we look good right now. Fire makes a lot of things look good. I can only imagine how dazzling our eyes are in the dancing flames. Do you think she's noticed? I don't want to burn to death. We don't have to, right?
I got ironically, I might have heartburn right now. Hold on. I'll do anything just so.
You'll understand when it's over, just like I understood after you stabbed me in the heart. Everything is okay.
Is it though?
The flames lick at your form, stripping layers of you away, causing your skin to blister and pop and crisp. As you burn, the princess glides to your side, her ghostly form blackening as she too succumbs. This is terrible, we're going to die. I'd savour this feeling if I were you. Soon enough we won't have nerves.
Shut up.
And we'll get to die with her. After what you made us do last time, this is as sweet an end as we could hope for. She clutches you close to her chest, her eyes bright and her smile wide with manic affection, watching as the flames take you away.
Right.
The pain is unbearable at first. Every inch of you screams as your flesh is stripped away, your muscles stiffening as they're cooked, your blood boiling in your veins. But it isn't long before the flames take your nerves, and with them, your ability to feel much of anything. See? That wasn't so bad.
It sounds bad.
It was so bad. But somehow, the nothing is so much worse. You'll get used to it. There are still the feelings of the heart. Those never go away.
I'm pretty sure your heart burned away a while ago.
Oh, they always do in the end.
No, I guess not.
You just haven't experienced enough. Eventually you'll want them to stop too. You'll make them stop. Trust me.
You share a body, so you share experiences too.
The princess's smile never fades. Her skin peels away, and then her muscle, until all you can see is her charring skull, locked in an eternal grin. It's very romantic, really. We got our happy ending after all.
No.
We can die happy.
No. Question. She's a ghost. Why did the ghost burn? Yeah. I don't understand.
Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
Let's just skip that.
I'm begging you, don't do this.
Well, actually, no. I shouldn't have skipped it, actually. I shouldn't have skipped it. You know what? Hold on a second. I'll come back to this after more words. Let me yell. Are you trying to kill me?
Dying apart kept us apart. Dying together will keep us together.
Apparently not.
See? Everything's fine. She wants to be with us. Yeah, in a bad way. She just has a... The fire grows quickly, devouring the basement, dancing up the walls and painting We've never burned to death. Bad. Yes.
Alright. So these are... I'm going to burn.
It's okay. I'm going to burn too. And then we won't hurt anymore.
She's right about the last part. Burning doesn't hurt forever. The heat grows in intensity. I wonder if we look good. I don't want...
Are you mad at me for killing you? I'm sorry.
I'm not mad at you. You gave me so much to think about. And it's all going to be over soon. It's all going to be better.
She's holding a grudge.
She wouldn't. She's perfect.
The flames lick at your form,
All right.
stripping...
Rush for the door.
As you rush up the stairs, the entire cabin erupts into a raging inferno. You ignore the princess, throwing yourself headlong against the door, bashing at it with your clenched fists in a vain attempt at freedom. It's no use. You're stuck here. Your skin starts to bubble.
Oh.
As layers of you peel away into raw, seeping burns, you feel a hand on yours. You turn to see the princess, face bright and smile wide with manic affection. She clutches you close to her chest, watching with loving eyes as the flames eat you away, bit by bit. The pain is
That's not good.
unbearable at first. Every inch of you, but it isn't long before the flames take... See? You'll get used. There are still the feelings of the heart. Oh, they always do in the end. The princess's smile never fades. It's very romantic, really.
I kind of thought I'd have more time, considering I didn't do any of the talking.
She's gone. And there's that... You're right. She's
I just
gone.
like
It's just
hearing what
us
they
and that awful thing.
what they say together.
I can't believe she was taken away from...
Don't
I guess
bother
it's the
looking
same
for
as it.
her. I'm sure it's just a waste of time.
Although I think I did hear
It is.
Cold before already.
Does that mean the world ended? He was never going to outlast us.
A villain vanquished.
There's something dreadful about it.
I don't think you should. Yes, I fear that we won't like what we'll see. What if we just sit here and preen for a while? That can't hurt.
Ignore the cowards. You have to look.
Alright.
I'm begging you, don't do this.
Not a choice.
It's different now. It feels... I don't know. Final.
There is no final. There are no endings. The mirror machines. Alright. Heartburn. Or throat burn, whatever.
Something finds me in the long quiet. Yes, nerves and fibers to feel the worlds beyond, perspectives to make my own.
Alright.
This one is passion betrayed, but even in the end, her love never faded. She will make for a bright heart. Do not mourn her, for she has finally found her light.
Alright then. Rush for the blade.
As you rush up the stairs towards the princess, the entire cabin erupts into a raging inferno. You push through the flames, trying to ignore the choking hot air filling your lungs, and manage to reach her, your hand wrapping around the hilt of the blade. But the metal is already blistering hot. Your hand sizzles as it melts on contact.
Well,
You
that's
can't
not
so
good.
much as pull away, your nerves seizing up as they're fried, the bones of your hand fusing in place around the weapon.
No, hold on. She was very far from the flames. That's not fair.
The princess, smiling warmly as her skin bubbles away, places her hand on yours and clutches it to her chest. The pain is unbearable at first. Every inch of you, but it isn't long before the... See? It was. You'll get you. There are oh, they always do in the end. The princess's smile never fades. It's very romantic, really.
Alright, that's it for that. I will have more to do, but I'll do that some other time. My throat is burning.
Without a moment of hesitation, you charge the princess, your blade primed to deliver a lethal strike.
I am not a damsel to be helplessly murdered.
As you move to strike the princess, she stands, her chains clinking as she wraps them around her fists. In an instant they're around your neck, both of you dropping to the ground as she pulls them taut, bracing her body against yours as you struggle uselessly.
Drop it, or you die.
I thought this was going to be a safe move, but she's going to kill us. Just listen to her, do what she says. How many times did I warn you she's not to be trusted? But while strangulation can be very distracting, she's not armed, and you have your pristine blade. End her before she ends you.
Oops. Good thing I caught that early. My mic wasn't on. But anyway, I gotta do it.
You steel your will and refuse to give in to the princess's demands, ignoring the stars dancing in your eyes and the screaming of your starved lungs. You strike. You fumble your first few attempts, only making surface-level scratches and gouges as your arm flails forward, barely able to obey you. But a single focused blow was all it took.
Yeah.
Your blade pierces up through her ribs, slicing through flesh, striking her heart. The chains loosen. The darkness creeping in at the edges of your vision subsides.
None of this was ever very fair, was it? But I did kill you last time. I should have expected you might want some petty revenge.
I guess.
Unfortunately for you, that means you've dug your own grave. You can forget about me ever helping you again, even if it damns us both.
You're already dead.
And just like that, the princess is slain and the world is saved. Whenever you're ready, you can proceed to your reward. I don't like this. It was too easy. It was not too easy. We almost died. That's right. This was an incredibly difficult task, and you performed it admirably. Let's just get out of here. I don't like looking at her body. Plus, he said there'd be a reward. I'd appreciate a reward right about now.
I guess so.
You have the attention span of a fly. How are we supposed to unravel the mysteries of this place if you're so easily distracted by empty promises? It's better to have a short attention span in a situation like this. There's no use dwelling on the past, especially when it's already set in stone. And especially when your promised reward is not, in fact, empty and is worth all the adversity you've been through to get here.
You better be telling the truth.
Fine. But if we're leaving, then we're taking the blade. I feel exposed without it.
Right.
With your work done, you remove the blade from the princess's corpse and make your way back upstairs, closing the door to the basement behind you. You can think of it as sealing yourself off from an unpleasant chapter of your life. It's all uphill from here. The windows. Do you see that? We used to be able to see the outside world from up here, but now it's just empty.
Empty. Promised reward. Apparently it's not empty. But what is this?
The door. Check the door. You open the cabin door, ready to return to a world saved from certain doom. Only a world saved from certain doom isn't what you find. Instead, what you find is nothing at all. Where a lush forest stood mere minutes ago, the only thing in front of you now is the vast emptiness of some place far away.
You literally lied to me.
You don't have to act surprised. We could see this vast emptiness through the windows.
Well, he lied to us. What else is new?
But if everything's gone, does that mean we're not gonna get our reward? This is your reward. An eternity of bliss, if you'll have it. And I suggest that you have it.
I will not.
Okay.
Not okay.
This is what's best for everyone. Trust me.
I don't.
Like hell it is. What's done is done. And there's no going back now.
Time Lord, I'm kidding.
Time passes. You can't be sure if it's days, or months, or years, or even decades. It's all a wonderful, boring blur. You've never been happier.
Boring.
Decades? No, it can't be decades. We can't go along with this. We can't let him win. We still have a blade. Let's use it on ourselves and start over. He's suggesting you kill yourself. You shouldn't kill yourself when you have an eternity of bliss right in front of you.
I'm doing it.
You goddamn spiteful bastard. Are you really going to turn down immortality itself just to make me lose?
I mean, it's not just to make you lose. It's for literally everything else. But also to make you lose.
Why should it matter if we die at this point? Haven't you already gotten what you want? I don't have to answer that. That's all we needed to hear. You raise the blade, then drive it into your heart. You collapse to the floor, everything goes dark, and you die. You're a genocidal maniac, you know that, right?
Whatever you say.
Yeah, we'll see about that. You're on a path in the woods.
See? That wasn't so bad. And now we've got another chance to get to the bottom of things. Bit by bit, we're starting to unravel this place.
Unravel? That's not quite what I'm going for.
There are so many more threads to pull once you stop feeling.
Again, not really what I'm going for.
That's a little dark, buddy. You feeling okay? I'm feeling nothing. And I like that just fine.
Okay, then.
So you've been here before. Of course you've been here before. What count is it this time? 2? It's our third. What gave it away? Your open discussions.
You're not part of this.
You came around on that awful fast. Have you just been pretending to forget every time? I'm afraid not. Whatever other versions of me you've met in those other lifetimes were just that. Other versions of me. I just wish I'd been the first.
Too bad.
So you knew how all this worked. Why didn't you ever tell us? We could have used it to our advantage.
That's not the... What's this button do? Oh, no. That's not quite the point here, Skeptic. I'm also not sure what advantage this gives us.
That's because there is no using it to your advantage. The more information you have, the harder it will be for you to succeed.
What if we don't want to succeed?
It's not like it was that difficult to slay her last time. She may have put up a fight, but her flesh is still softer than our blade. And now she's dead, and I doubt she'll be able to do much of anything from the grave.
That's kind of sad.
You already slew her, and you survived.
Yes.
Yes. Then why, pray tell, are you here?
Because of you.
Oh, I know that one. We killed ourselves. Why?
Because of you.
Because you thought trying to stuff us away in a corner for eternity was a suitable reward. Was it not? What better reward is there than eternal bliss? You should have been happy.
Alright, he's a lost cause.
We were bored. There were still answers that we needed to find.
Not about the answers, but okay.
It was actually working. And you killed yourself. I can't believe it. You ruined everything.
You ruined me.
How does us dying ruin everything? What aren't you telling us? The world doesn't stay saved if you die. And if the world isn't saved, then that means she isn't dead.
Ooh. It's raining. It wasn't raining last time, or the time before that. The whole path is different.
Yes, things are different, aren't they? If this isn't the same path in the woods you're used to, that means that her influence is already spreading and you're running out of time. Her influence? What's that supposed to mean?
What indeed?
It means exactly what I said. Don't overthink it, or you run the risk of making your task so much more difficult than it has to be.
Well, I don't care about the task, so let's think about it a little bit.
And what is that supposed to mean?
So if we think about her influence, she gets even more influence, or something along those lines.
Forget I said anything. I've probably already made things worse, and I need to stop talking about this now before I definitely make things worse.
More to think about.
Oh, come on, tell us your secrets. Haven't we been through enough? Don't we deserve to know?
Yes.
No.
Whatever.
Is there a reason it would be raining?
Clouds?
If there is, it doesn't matter. If a bit of rain is the best her influence can conjure, then we have nothing to worry about. A drenched corpse is still a corpse.
I mean, I guess. What happens if we don't go to the cabin?
She'll find a way out eventually and the world will still end. The only way this resolves is if you find her and slay her before that happens.
What if I don't slay her?
We already know he wants us to slay her. Anything he says is tainted by his motivations. Turn around and leave, go to the cabin. I'm fine with either. So long as we don't just do the same thing again. That would be boring.
Fair. Alright, whatever, let's go.
I'm sure you've already heard my words of warning in one of your past lives. You've already managed to slay her once, just don't muck it up this time, alright? What we do is entirely up to us.
Yeah.
And we have all those mysteries to unravel. Isn't that right?
Yeah.
You aren't here to solve a mystery. You're here to save the world.
Whatever.
That's what you say. But how can we be sure? We can't be sure of anything except what's right in front of us.
Cold and Skeptic would be good friends, I guess.
Okay, but we should care about the fate of the world.
If the narrator's being honest about the fate of the world.
Why?
Okay, I wouldn't ask why.
Because we should. I don't know. It's
We
important.
live there. We should be concerned about the fate of the world because we live in the world.
Is it?
Yes.
For all we know,
Oops.
the world you're talking about isn't even real.
I mean, we're in the world, aren't we?
Of course it's real. Where do you think you are? Somewhere else?
Yeah. No, I mean... Yeah, good point.
Maybe we are. This is horribly unproductive. The cabin and your extremely important destiny await.
Alright. Let's see what we're getting up to.
As soon as you enter the cabin, you're struck by an overwhelming scent of decay. of mould and death and stagnant water. The once stately wooden building is bloated, its beams dripping with a black ooze of putrefaction, all but the exterior stone walls warped beyond recognition. It must have been beautiful once, but in its ruin, it is beyond repulsive.
Yeah, that's, Also, hello there.
But you're not alone. You can feel something watching you. There is a figure faintly outlined against the rotting wood of the wall. Is that her?
I guess she stayed dead.
It's like she isn't even there.
In a sense.
See? We killed her. You're right. Maybe she doesn't reset like us. She certainly doesn't look the same as she did last time.
No, she doesn't.
Before you can make a move, the figure is gone, vanishing behind the door on the far side of the room. The door at the end of the room, but there isn't a door. It's just that damn mirror again.
Yeah. Although, now that I think about it, the mirror isn't even against the wall. The mirror is like 2 feet away from the door. Well, 2 feet away from the wall. If the door's behind the mirror, we could just literally walk behind the mirror. It's not blocking the door or anything. It's just kind of standing in the middle. Unless there's like a, unless there's more wood behind the mirror that actually would block the door.
Yes, the mirror that he can't see.
The
mirror? Is this some kind of joke? Did you all plan this out before dying? There is no mirror. There's the door to the basement, the table, and the pristine blade.
Why did...
That's strange. There's supposed to be a pristine blade. Why isn't there a pristine blade?
Who knows?
Maybe it's gone because we've already killed her with it.
I guess.
But we had it with us when we died. And besides, everything else has reset. Why wouldn't the blade have reset too?
Good question.
Maybe it's because we've already explored that avenue. We've seen what happens when we slay her. Maybe this place has decided we don't need to try that again. I suppose it doesn't matter why the blade is gone, but you're going to have to find it if you're going to do this right. So why don't you march over to that door and make your way down to the basement?
My headphones are dying a bit faster than usual, so I don't really need, like, the sound doubling, so I think I'm gonna save this and I'm gonna have to come back to it later. I didn't think it'd die that fast, but I did pause the game a little bit. Alright, I'm back. Got new headphones. I meant to come back to this in a reasonable amount of time, and then I didn't. Story of my life. Alright. But there is no door.
If this is anything like last time, the mirror will disappear as soon as we try and touch it. I'm sure the door is just behind it. You're clearly hallucinating, but I'd rather not get into it with you right now. The door to the basement is on the far side of the room, whether you can see it or not.
I think that's what Skeptic was getting at.
You make your way to the door at the end of the room, stopping just in front of it. You must think you're looking at that mirror you mentioned earlier, the one that doesn't exist. Just reach forward and open the door. It's still so hazy. We should try and clean it off.
Whatever. Hold on a second.
Yes. Trying to touch it does seem to be the magic spell to get it out of our way.
Do you believe in magic?
Maybe it won't disappear this time and we'll finally get a good look at ourselves. We should explore every option.
Maybe.
You reach forward and place your hand on the door to the basement. The handle is just a little to your right, and a little down. Yeah, we can see it now. So much for our reflection. We didn't need to see ourselves anyway. I'm much more interested in seeing other things.
Other things like what?
No way left to go but down.
I guess so.
The door to the basement groans open.
Hi.
The air is foul and wet, so thick that you can almost
Hello
feel
there.
it settle onto your skin in layers of grime. The stairs are coated with slimy algae, the wood rotted through in places, reeking of fetid vegetation.
Mm-hmm.
A wispy figure watches you from the bottom of the stairs, face veiled in shadows, legs submerged up to her shins in dark waters.
Is this place up to code?
There she is again. Barely. She's just an old memory. Your eyes lock for a brief moment, then she vanishes around the corner.
Hold on a second. What do I want to say here? I think we have a lot to talk about.
You receive no response.
Do
you think she's upset with us? I don't
No,
like being here
you
unarmed
think?
after what happened last time. I feel so exposed.
No, you think she's upset?
She doesn't seem fully there. I'm not sure she's even capable of being upset.
Maybe.
You aren't helping.
Hmm.
Are you scared of a little ghost? What's she going to do? Look at us until we feel bad? She can look all she wants. It won't do anything.
I mean, maybe not to you, but it's certainly doing something to Hero. And
As you descend the final step, the form of the princess comes into view. A bloated body floating face down in slowly rising waters. Her wrist still bound to the wall by a heavy chain.
That's not good. Well, I mean, I guess it doesn't feel good.
This cell is a dark and isolated place, with not so much as a window to allow starlight to penetrate the gloom.
Wait a second. There usually is a window, right? I think there's a window in chapter 1. There's a window in Damsel and Prisoner, I think. A barred window, at least. I think there's a glass window in Tower. Wait, has there ever been a window in the chapter 3s? I actually don't remember. I don't know. I mean, there is one in Princess and the Dragon. But I think that could be a special case, because it's kind of like... It feels like... It's a really back to square one kind of route. Huh. I've never... Hold on. I just... Window.
See? She's dead.
We literally... Well, yeah. We saw her ghost already. I don't know what point you're trying to prove here.
She's not just dead. It looks like she's been rotting. So killing her does stick. Mostly. But if she's dead, then what are we supposed to do? She isn't dead. You clearly just believe she is.
I mean, I guess we could go over there and turn over her corpse, but like... I don't
Her
know.
corpse is floating right in front of us. You can stop it with the mind games. If she's dead, then do we even have to do anything? How can she be a threat to the world like this?
I don't know, I guess we just leave.
Your thoughts are cut short by the sound of a slamming door and a clicking lock.
Oops.
You turn to see the shade of the princess staring down at you from the top of the stairs. So that's where the blade is. It's already in her heart. And yet she isn't dead.
She's a ghost.
She is dead. Have you never heard of a ghost before?
Is that the exact same reading as in Burned Grey?
Oh, for the love of... Can we not waste time arguing over the semantics of what is and isn't dead? She is clearly conscious. She clearly just slammed the door on you, and she clearly has a weapon. Your pristine blade sticking out of her chest. This is extremely bad. Catastrophic, even.
That's the same reading.
Yeah, dead or not, what are we supposed to do about her? Slaying, or destroying, if we want to be a little more death-neutral, seems off the table.
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah, this is tricky. But let's talk to her. See what kind of information she has that we don't. But she hasn't said anything. Are you sure she can talk like this?
Just because she hasn't doesn't mean she can't. We haven't tried to talk to her yet.
Bold of you to come back here after what you did.
Okay, there we go. Also, that is a fair assessment. Alright, then. Let's see. Let's just, I did save, right? I did. I don't know. I don't really feel like I really want to ask any of these, just because I was kind of a jerk. This is about last time. I'm sorry. Now can you let me out? So stupid. No, let's just cut it out and rush for the door.
The princess eyes you with a disaffected gaze as you rush up the stairs, but you don't make it past the first few steps.
Oh. What?
The door
Oh, okay.
bursts open, a powerful wave of water crashing down towards you. You're swept up in the flood. Your head slams into the basement wall.
Well then, that's unfortunate.
You come to a moment later, suspended in darkness, disorientated, only aware of the surface of the water and the emptiness above. And of course, the princess, hovering above you, watching in silence as you struggle to stay afloat in the icy depths. There's no way out.
That's quitter talk.
It's so dark and cold, I think our limbs are slowing down. How much longer can we do this?
Good question.
Just keep breathing, we'll figure this out. Or we won't. It doesn't matter either way.
I think it does matter.
But you don't have time to figure anything out. Something cold and clammy wraps around your ankle.
Uh-oh.
You're dragged under, only able to take one last hopeful gulp of air, before your head is plunged into the freezing depths. As you sink below the surface, you see it. Or rather, you see her. The body you found floating when you first arrived, its hand is locked around your ankle, the heavy chains pulling you both down into the unfeeling, suffocating nothingness.
That's not pleasant.
I get it. We shouldn't have killed her. Just get it away from us, please. The past is the past. There's no changing it. There's nothing to fix.
She didn't say anything about fixing anything.
And there's not a lot we can do about the present either. Not unless we think, like we should have been doing all along. But there is no thinking as you drown. You desperately try to pull yourself back to the surface again, and again, and again. Your icy limbs flailing desperately against the grip of her rotting corpse. And all the while her ghastly figure stares down at you, expressionless, as unfeeling as the weight around your ankle.
Well,
your lungs fill with water, the same way mine filled with blood. In the end, we're not so different.
I guess not. Bye. But your lungs don't fill, and both she and her bones are gone. Something has taken them away, and has left something else in their place.
She's gone? Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
Question. I don't know where I'm just gonna skip through it.
I'm begging you, don't do this.
The mirror never scared you before.
It's different now. It feels... I don't know. Final.
You're right. Part of me wants the truth, but something stronger is holding me back. Fear.
Ignore the cowards. You have to look.
Alright. Mirror, blah 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 blah. It's you. You know, I realized something. So I looked at the gallery and I realized that I don't have some things that I should, and it's probably because I didn't let this. Oh, look at this part of the background isn't even part of the background. It's part of the foreground. Interesting. There's this one right here. Anyway, I guess I'm missing some gallery scenes here. I didn't actually finish these shifting down conversations.
Something finds me in the long quiet and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel.
The gift of a fragile vessel?
Yes. Nerves and fibers to feel the worlds beyond. Perspectives to make my own. This one is guarded sorrow. She saw herself as alone, but in the end had the courage to share with another. She will make for a deep heart.
Interesting.
Do not mourn her. She has finally been heard.
Alright. Alright, let's back it up real quick. Load here. And instead of rush for the blade instead of the door.
The princess eyes you with a disaffected gaze.
Yeah, okay.
The door bursts open, a powerful wave of water crashing down towards you. You're swept up in the flood. Your head, you come to a moment later. It's so dark and cold. Just keep breathing, or we won't. But you don't have time to figure anything out. You're dragged under. As you sink below the surface, you see it. I get it. The past is the... And there's not a lot we can do about the... But there is no thinking as you drown.
Your lungs filled with water, the same
All
as
right.
mine filled with blood. In the end, we're not so different.
This is about last time? I'm sorry. Now, can you let me out?
But she doesn't answer your question. All she does is watch you in shadowed silence.
Well,
Do you hear that trickling sound? The water's rising, isn't it?
yeah.
It is, and it's rising fast. Oh, that's interesting. We've never drowned before. I wonder how it'll feel.
Bad, I'm pretty sure.
Bad, I bet.
Hmm.
I don't think dying ever feels good.
Hmm.
Yes, how astute. Dying is bad and you should avoid it. How about you stop trying to talk to her and do something instead?
Maybe. I only killed you because you killed me first. We're even now. We don't need to do this again.
Pathetic.
Uh,
The water is rising faster now. It's flowing in from some unseen place, and judging by the height of the algae on the stairs, it has no intention of stopping anytime soon. You feel it creeping up your back, so cold that it steals the very warmth from your flesh, leaving a smothering numbness in its place. Are you really just going to stand there and let yourself die?
maybe.
Yeah, let's think. Where is it coming from?
That's a good question.
It's coming from some unseen place.
Hmm.
Does it really matter where it's coming from? Because I can feel it rising. I don't think we have much time to sleuth. Yes, it matters. Maybe we can find a way out. Maybe we can figure out a way to make this work. This is just a puzzle. We can solve it. Some things aren't puzzles to be solved. Sometimes you're doomed from the start. Most people are.
That's a bleak way of putting it.
Yes, most people are doomed, but in case you need reminding, everyone will be doomed forever unless you stop her.
Let's try this one.
If this is how you're choosing to spend your last breaths, I won't stop you. But it won't make any difference.
The water is up to your chin. You lose your footing, bobbing helplessly in the putrid flood pool.
Well, I think it's breaking.
And suddenly, the door to the basement is thrown from its hinges as one last massive wave of water comes crashing down, sweeping you up in a powerful current. You come to a moment later, suspended in darkness, disorientated, only aware of the surface of the water and the emptiness above. And of course, the princess, hovering above you, watching in silence as you struggle to stay afloat in the icy depths. There's no way out. It's so dark and cold. I just keep breathing. Or we won't. But you don't have time to figure anything. You're dragged under as you sink below the surface. You see it. I get it. We shouldn't have killed. The past is the past. And there's not a lot we can do about the present. But there is no thinking as you drown.
Your lungs filled with water, the same as mine filled with...
Same thing. Alright. So that was those chapters. Next time, which? Ta-ta for now.